Hi, I hope you're enjoying this little series on the Pottag preparatory melodies to solo work. I'm finding it quite challenging. We're going to be working on this in the trumpet class this week at NEC. You probably won't see this maybe until a month later, unless I send it to you special delivery. But in any case, this is number 60 in Mr. Pottag's book, his collection. And here they're a little bit different. This says Andante, and from this point it says solo pieces in B flat major. And there's some issues. There may be some issues with editing in this book, even though it's generally pretty good. So we'll see what we get into as I attempt to play this one. Now it says dolce, which most of you know means sweet. La dolce vita, the sweet life. Yes, we all wish we had that. But we have the real life instead. Some of it is sweet. Just like music, you have dark tones and light tones. So I'm going to try and find the tones in this piece and see if I can play it with some degree of expression. Ooh, that's what I find challenging, and what I enjoy the challenge is there's a lot of detail work in these, especially if you have a good musical imagination and you're not just trying to play the notes in time with a good sound. If you're trying to do phrasing, gestures, shape, you're hearing the harmonic context, you're working with different qualities of sounds of the articulation, your brain can actually get totally overloaded with that stuff. So if you're a person with a vivid musical imagination, don't let that imagination kill your trumpet playing. Well, what do I mean? Well, as I've done many times before, I'm looking for a path where my voice can stay balanced throughout. And the first path I might look at is a rhythm path, and then I, of course, try and combine that with the path of the pitch. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take mezzo forte. This is the pickup to the second bar of the second line. And this is where I would want to practice it. And I felt pretty rough that time, so I'm going to want to practice it a fair amount. I might even make this spot because it points out to me where my struggles are. I might make this a kind of a daily practice thing. And it's basically 4 bars of music. So that simplifies things considerably. So this is the mezzo forte pickup the last 2 bars of the second line. So if I had to say one word, it would be balance. I'm trying to stay balanced. That means all the forces, the flow of the air, the touch of the lips, the space that's where the sound is vibrating inside the horn, the air flowing from inside my body. All those forces are coming into balance. Now that's easy to talk about, but it takes considerable work in order to learn how to do that. And anybody who's playing the trumpet successfully is balancing all the physical forces necessary in order to gain that sense of control. Just like at first, when we were learning how to walk, we stumble and fall quite a bit. Sometimes we fall on our face, sometimes we fall on our butt, but we do quite a fair amount of falling. And that's because walking is falling. We're allowing ourselves to fall and then catching ourselves, as it were, with the next foot plant. Now, see, that sounds complicated, just like trumpet playing. And it is complicated if you think about everything that's involved. It's crazy. You could get lost in there. For robots to be able to walk actually requires a fair amount of computational power because its balancing is complicated. But you shouldn't think about it that way. You should think about it as something that's very simple. Why? Because I can't do complicated things. There are too many parts going on at the same time. It's like trying to keep all the plates spinning, all the balls in the air. It's like, it's too difficult. But if I focus on doing one thing that unifies all those complicated individual movements, then my job gets easier. So I like to start with, can I keep the tone balanced? And if I can keep the tone balanced, now I'm going up and down. I'm not worrying too much about the quality of the beauty of the sound. I'm just trying to get that sense of everything stays balanced. Now, balanced, the way we're doing it here, is it's a dynamic reality. In other words, there's static balance, which would be like a huge high-tension tower that is attached to a gigantic block of concrete that goes way down into the earth, and it's bolted with huge bolts and nuts to hold this huge metal structure in place. But actually, the structure is dynamic, it's flexible. So when the tornado comes, the tower will actually bend. Hopefully the force is not so great that it snaps off. So that's static balance and dynamic balance. A willow tree balances with the air, and the wind has to blow pretty hard in order for the willow to come down. A stiffer tree is going to have more likelihood of breaking. So we need to be loose and firm at the same time. It's kind of interesting. So many paradoxes in trumpet playing. But if I'm just working on that sound production thing, what am I doing? Something is changing, but the thing you want to concentrate on is what stays the same, because that makes it easier. So what stays the same? Your goal is for the sound quality to stay the same. So instead of going where the sound is pinched and squeezed on the top, or where the sound is focused on the top but diffused and airy and spread out on the bottom, then you're not maintaining the balance of the sound. So I hope that's simple enough for you to focus on it. That's what helps me. Now, don't get me wrong, that's kind of a lifetime of work in order to maintain balance. And refinement of the quality of all the different moving parts of the machine is necessary, and then coordinating them together is necessary. That's what makes playing the trumpet fun, for those of us who like a challenge. So try not to get frustrated. I've been working on that my whole life because I tend to get upset and angry and exasperated and frustrated when things aren't going my way. But if you can just relax a little bit, be patient, and be satisfied with incremental progress, you might have a much easier time of it when you're practicing these things. So as I always say, there are many, many things going on and many things we can concentrate on. But I hope some of these ideas today have been, you'll find helpful in your own practice. So if you have time, go ahead and do that now while you're thinking about it. And I'll see you if you choose to join me again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.